quieter game. They are on a composition that is much better for third party, so surprised that they're not going to be landing too close to some of these other teams and looking to try and put pressure. Actually, yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They land around Lake, they land around JDG and try and take a fight, as unfortunately JJH have already lost one of their players. Bowda were able to get their hands onto those Fireflies and immediately come in with Uran's ultimate and just absolutely shred through one of their players before armor can be picked up. And as a result, Bowda are in full control of the area currently. You have to be careful that they don't overextend, however, as Jing is currently taking a fight against JJH. Wolves also in the area looking to potentially come in for the third party. They don't know that Bowda have already been able to take down one of the teammates of JJH. They only see the player in front of them and decide to full commit. ZK with that fan throwing at the charged verticals. We're going to see JDG and GG going head-to-head. CGS unfortunately going down incredibly quickly alongside LXM with 2-tick managing to claim that one on the dagger. Free is going to try and make it cost him two blades. Unfortunately, he gets parried by the Wu Chen and loses his life before he's able to claim a kill for GG. As on the other end, heading back into that fight with Bowda and Wolves, we do see a Bane's Ref getting dropped. I do believe that's Bowda's, as Wolves ZK is being put into an absolute blender right now. ZK having to utilize the Test F1 just to try and keep himself alive with the combo breaker as long as he possibly can. But Yuhan gets jumped on by Wolves EG. Will be able to come in with that fan and get the kill fast enough to get out before the Bane's Breath can hit through. Unfortunately, the Bane's Breath AoE has drawn the focus and ire of JJH. As unfortunately, the Wu Chen silence, he just has to eat all of the damage. Takes his hands off the keyboard and allows JJH to claim the kill.
That's so upsetting. He built up the rage to get the ultimate and get his team out there. Another team coming in for the third party too is guaranteed to get them out safely. And then unfortunately, the silence comes down. Bowda using this Bane's Breath to finish up Jing as well. Sorry, Godly there as well. Bowda kicking off to an absolutely monster start here. Moran not going to be able to really survive this one in. Run down slowly but surely. Dagger going to do its work. Actually, sorry, Uran, that's his ultimate. The chains going to do their work there. There's Bowda kicking it off with a very, very aggressive start. Really, really good to see them have a bad game and it not affect them. They bounce back coming into this game. Bowda kicking it off with style. KLA, not so hot for them, unfortunately. 0 points across the board. They got BBE, our Vietnamese team, on their tail, though, so it could get a little bit explosive over here. I don't think Roy Shishi really knows where they are. I think the team has spotted them out, though, so they have the knowledge. Now going to look for those bow shots, not able to land that one onto 17S. CXZ also on the run away. Roy Shishi just trying to line up those shots. Can he make it happen? I don't think he can. Just coming forward with the grapple is going to catch himself with the uppercut onto QGG. Roy Shishi losing a little bit of health there. Good wind wall block actually did come down to save his life. Does have the ultimate ready to throw down. Is going to have to now disengage as the cannon comes out from KLA. They're keeping the pressure up. Sandstorm from BBE, so they have a safe spot where they can get some respite and recover. Roy Shishi just landing some shots onto CXZ's mech from a distance. And looks like KLA, a lot of ultimates have been burnt here. May just have to back away. Do not want to be dealing with this one too much more, as Aizen does eat that cannon shot to the face, though, so he's got a fair amount of HP as Roy Shishi pressuring up. Fan coming in. QGG trying to get the damage off onto them. Roy Shishi looking to put some damage off. QGG loses a lot of HP. A lovely little parry did come out, but not really going to be able to get too much more off the back of that one. BBE being bought back here by KLA. Ultimate's coming down just to heal up the members of KLA, so they're getting too much danger. CXE now trying to slam those slices with the Yoto ultimate. Are they going to be able to line them up is the question here. Missing all of those crucial shots, unfortunately, but Roy Shishi still low HP. CXE gets the parry off onto one. Quickly blinks out for safety. CXE now going to get himself a little bit more space away. Another parry comes in, but this time it's Snack who's able to take themselves a kill onto KLA. And with this, BBE are just going to open up and finish up the KLA members. 2 down. Very, very dominating fight there. Very, very well played, actually, by BB. Very patient play.
I mean, the problem for KLA is that Sun Siphon is strong inside and outside of ultimates, right? And BBE had the Soul Jade to just absolutely mitigate all of the threat of Cannonball Composition's ultimate cycle. They had Venom Tip on the repeated crossbow. So every single time that Cannonball tried to use something like the Fairy V3 to keep that Yodo safe after she ulted, you had to cancel out of the ultimate early. You had to drop out of the mech because the Poison Tick was just absolutely decimating your health bar. And as a result, the Cannonball Composition just did not get to set up the way that it wanted to be able to just brute force the Sand Siphon into throwing their ultimates too early and being able to grab one of those kills. As with that little burst of aggression to start the game now done, and all of the teams who either won their first fights now successfully buying all of the scaling necessary off of things like Soul Jades, as well as leaving Soul Blooms on bodies to be able to kite back to if they lose a Realm of Yang. And all of the teams that unfortunately lost their first off-the-rip fights having to retrace their paths, head to the Soul Altar, spawn on up, and hope that their luck glyphs are going to hold true and net them some good upgrades. So we go into a little bit of a lull in terms of the action, with no fights actively breaking out. All of these compositions that are built to third party don't really have the openings that they've been looking for. And instead we get a little bit of peace and quiet as everyone now tries to get their hands on the Soul Jades of Destiny, which are going to be oh so crucial into being able to buy these teams the wins inside the realm of Yang. Going back to something that we talked about at the beginning of this match, however, Bauda had a successful start to the game last time. Their problem was not their first drop or the fights they took afterwards, it was being able to survive into the mid to late. So we'll have to see whether or not they're able to turn that particular problem around. The CJ comes in with the Justina catching on to the Karumi, who's isolated away from the team and forced to drop the V2 just to play for safety. Oh, that's so unfortunate. JDG, where were you? The Karumi is the one that needs to be so careful in terms of positioning, because she's always the one that gets focused down first.
This here is why I like Justina in trios. In solos, that play wouldn't happen, but in trios, pop the ult, run in. Also, cancel the ult early, so they've got half the cooldown back on that ultimate there from GG, so they're going to be very, very happy off that. Just a nice kill onto JDG, and JDG going to have to head towards this shop and see if they can get a Rebirth Charm off, because there is no way they're going to get to Keck in time to pick them up. You can see the Rama Yangs will be spawning up fairly soon, so people are starting to congregate in the area. Nice to see that OUG are looking to get themselves into a Realm of Yang. I think they needed to be jumping into it. Bauda are heading that way, though, and Bauda have a variant challenge on them. So
there's the Rebirth Charm for the Karumi.
Oh, they Rebirth Charmed. Okay, good.
They bought the Rebirth Charm. They have not used it. They do have an opening. Yeah, they have an opening now because everyone is sort of positioning to take a Realm of Yang. They have to be really careful that they don't time the Rebirth and visit to the Soul Altar, but when the teams that lost a Realm of Yang are using the Soul Altar to come back into the map. So it's going to be thin ice if they get that timing ever so slightly wrong, as a Bauda go inside one and get to go up against Alliance. We get the Justina versus coming on through as Alliance are absolutely stacked in terms of...
Wait, this is the Zycomp, isn't it? From Bauda?
There's Yoto, Yusha, and Justina. We'll have to wait and see what exactly Bauda are running, as it's going to immediately be that Justina V1 coming on through, looking to catch on to some of these players. You're right, it is the Zai. There's the Zai V2 coming on through alongside that Matari ultimate to be able to give the attack buff. There's the reset on the F3. The Comet reposition so that Yuran is able to run out of the fight and charge the fire tick cone up. Really good job coming through from Alliance, making sure to mitigate that Zai as much as possible. The Dragon-like Might coming on through, chasing the Zai off every single time she wanted to set the cone up. Yuran is able to get the connection onto the Yodo, but the F comes on through from Revenge. The Zai dodging the catch-up of the Dragon-like with that F3. Unfortunately, does not have it reset cooldown. No second ultimate to pop to get out of the way this time around. And Alliance are able to weather the storm, put the fire out, and take the win.
0-2 on that particular comp now inside the Rumble Yang. It's very sad because I see the potential in it, but unfortunately, not able to be executed. And I think the team's very good at reading how to catch on to that Zai and basically just blow her up. Really, really nice to see there.
But it wasn't just blow her up, it was literally just kite her away from the fight. Like, you saw every single time the Zai wanted to use the F3 to be able to reposition and set the fire tick cone up, they just would not let her. They continued chasing down either with the Dragon Lake or the Yushan, and every single time the Zai was either forced to reposition or just eat all of the damage.
Yes, yeah, it was unfortunately a very, very rough one for them. DRG looking to try and get that pickup onto their team, unable to actually find that opportunity. TE just playing a bit of a griefing game here. Hands coming in, able to get the damage off there with the long sword. Haven't been able to pick up onto that member though, so TE have the man advantage, taking down another WFZ, going down as Leo able to secure that kill, and TE eliminating DRG as they thought they had the turnaround. That Wushen was only a bait and switch there from the side of TE. BBE now coming back after losing that round with Yang. Have 3 minutes to find themselves some kills and get their soul balloons and cleanse themselves. Otherwise, they are going to be a little bit of danger. And by a little bit of danger, I mean onto game 3, because they are going to be out of this one.
I think they left the blooms. Remember, they took a fight earlier against KLA, and they left the blooms.
Oh, yeah.
So you can already see that they res up where they took the fight, and they've already been able to cleanse 2 Yang depletions. The problem is, have they been able to cleanse the third? Because that Zip portrait is still purple. There's the Eugene Alliance now going head-to-head. Both of these teams are with a million birds might. Both of these teams going to be sticking this fight out until one of them loses that buff. You not able to come through with the legendary staff weapon, getting absolutely pushed on by both the Yushan and the Yoda ultimates coming on out from the side of Alliance. They're trying to bail him out with the Tumult ultimate, but he is going to go down as BBE come in with the third party. Ivan following up onto the Takeda with the charged vertical on that fan once he's in the grounded state and not able to dodge away. And BBE with the third party will be able to cleanse their third and final teammate of the Yang depletion, and now have to be careful that they don't bite off more than they can chew as they go head-to-head with Alliance 2. Snack with the Zip ultimate is going to be able to keep everyone healed fully up, but Revenge with that pole sword is doing so much damage. Roichishi will be able to find a connection on the Takeda F, however, over the shoulder does he go. Revenge is going to lose the Vermilion Birds Might, so too is Lane, and BBE are able to dispatch both teams oh so cleanly. This is what we were talking about. BBE, once they find a little bit of momentum, they're rarely a team that stops once they start.
Now, Baldo, I believe, were able to actually jump in third party, cleanse Yaran, but the rest of the team still have the debuff on them. So Peek and Jing need to either get ready to be picked back up again from Yaran, who can go to the shop. Yaran doesn't really have the money for it, though, is the only real problem right now.
None of them do.
Have to try and find some kills. I think they can get 1-up, I believe, if they're running discount Jades, but we'll see. Ooh, this is going to be a rough one for Balder. They're potentially in some danger. They can see wolves in the area. Jing hunting for a potential kill.
Yeah, but they can't take a fight here. Like, this area is just too good to let teammates kite and live eternally, so they have to take the fight up on high ground. They've kited wolves onto the hill.
Wolves are out.
Unfortunately, the team that wolves have has a Wu Chan. So the second one of them gets low, its emergency gets popped, and everyone just TPs away. And Bowder just have to wait and try and figure out where the team run to, and they have no clue. They've lost them.
That is heartbreaking for Bowder. There's 2 players still left with that debuff on them. Desperately trying to find these kills. JL now have joined in to the area. Oh, look at the hunt down on to these. Oh, actually, they're not. They're moving away from Bowder, so I'm not going to be looking for any kills off the back of that one. 16 minutes left on this game.
Deferred party.
Yeah,
they've got the Witch and the Viper, the Tessa. They're heading to Realm of Yang to see if they can either grief a team going in or they can third party and force an engagement between 2 teams that are thinking about heading through.
About like just cursed, because this is 2 games in a row.
You said you cast a curse, Jake. You owe them an apology. You were like, oh yeah, Batter having such a bad game, and I was like, it's the mid game I have to worry about.
No, they had an amazing early game last time as well. It's just as soon as they hit mid game, they lose 2 players every time.
It's Yang. It's Yang depletion. They gambled on this composition being really good in Realm of Yang against Sand Siphon, and they went up against Cannonball.
Yeah.
which is oh so unfortunate because that's probably the composition it struggles against the most. You can't use the Matari ultimate to dodge out of something like the Viper ultimate, and you also can't really utilize the Zai because the Yodo just burns you down from afar.
It is very rough. Now, OUG getting themselves inside a Realm Gang, looking to have a bit of a redemption arc of their own after a bad game #1. Maybe nobody's going to join them in there, which I'm sure they're not going to be too fussed about because they're going to be happy to pick themselves up some goodies. TE, yeah, he's just hiding. He can't do anything. Again, it's just a hiding game for Bowder going into mid to late game. That's their entire game plan. Alliance, who are absolutely killing it in this game, are going to be going up versus OUG. This could be a potentially very, very big one. Golden armor, purple armor, golden staff here on the Takeda. Is going to be able to do a lot of work, although he's separated from his team. Sandstorm goes down immediately. We're seeing Revenge trying to find the line of sight with those ultimates. Is able to land one onto you. Alliance also popping Bo's ultimate, jumping in onto OUG. OUG being frozen and absolutely melted by the freeze and the Yoto ultimate. You just desperately trying to get some damage off, but his health bar and his team have just been stripped so quickly here by Alliance. SS has gone down. They are about to lose the transform here for Bo, but Alliance have the man advantage. It's just you and the King going up versus all three members of Alliance, and they're getting time for Bo to get our armor replenished off in the middle of this action, in the middle of the fight, as Alliance take down the King. You has to 1 versus 3 here. He has more health right now, but it doesn't last long because Revenge absolutely eviscerates his health bar. It is liquefied by the damage from him as Alliance, an absolutely killer Realm Yang and a killer game from them, going to be able to get themselves a Golden Fan and probably either the Mystic Might or the White Tigers. We have seen some teams up towards the Draco Storm, but that was more at the beginning of the season.
Oh, brilliantly played from lane coming through with that Justina. OUG, it's so unfortunate for that positioning. They stack 2 players on top of each other, so the Justina V1 dash catches 2, and the Yushan just follows up with the Spear. About as you ran, actually, it looks like went into a Realm of Yang to be able to pick up a Rebirth Charm. Was able to make out with it, but unfortunately for him, he might not be able to make it to the Soul Altar, as he has absolutely no choice but to weather the full pack of wolves who just jump out the second that they realize the team went through that portal and are able to take the 1 versus 3 rather handedly. As now it's just going to be cleaning up the stragglers from JDG. Poor Kurumi caught out alone yet again. JDG had just been able to revive the Kurumi the next time we see her. Yet again, it's the same suffered fate as Wolves now put themselves up to their 4th kill and look to continue this aggression. They know that teams went into Realm of Yangs. They know that teams are going to be forced to fight to cleanse that depletion, which means there's going to be a fight going down. They just have to figure out where it's going to be and if it's worth looking for that third party or whether or not they're better cutting their losses and waiting a little bit longer. Unfortunately, OUG do not have the luxury of time to be able to wait. They are down to sub 3 minutes. So being able to find 3 players, 3 soul blooms, and cleansing that depletion. And if they're not careful, they're about to run into a whole host of teams who are looking to jump on the fact that they have to all in a fight that they decide to take. GG also in the area. Alliance, however, currently leading the standings of this game, sitting already at 10. Coming on through. This is not what some of these teams lower in the leaderboard wanted to see, Jake. Alliance popping off means another team is getting closer and closer to that 74 mark.
Yeah, I mean, Alliance having such a good game. Can they really put that final nail in the coffin, though, is the question. Still got a lot of work to do. BBE are actually the next closest team to them in points-wise for this game, so they're only the real threat for taking this game. 8 points for themselves. OUG still got that debuff on. Gonna have to do some serious work here. OUG could potentially be going out here, which would be absolutely devastating for them, as TE getting a little bit railed there by BBE off in the distance. We are going to see JJH blink away from OUG. Don't really go that far of a distance. In comes Flames, though, with the lockdown from the Viper. And OUG find themselves in some serious danger. Godly with a fan, able to secure himself a kill onto SS. No picking him up. Good little parry comes in, but the instant F comes out from Godly to make sure that they're not going to get followed up too much, as OUG able to secure the kill. You knocked away from the action, just desperately trying to climb back up towards this. It's a 2 versus 2 now. He does have those shoves from the ultimate, and Flames is in some danger, but Moran comes in with the staff, gets a whole bunch of damage off, and a beautiful parry comes back around. And OUG, they may have lost one, but they have turned this fight back around on itself. Instant blink out, are able to carry a couple of carrions with them, but Wolves are in the area for the third party. JJH going down. Wolves able to secure the kills here as they got themselves in a fight versus JL as well. Viper Sun's breaking out into the purple bushes. The Vipers go. Zem able to break away from getting himself caught out. He's losing a lot of HP. Wind Wolves are going to buy him a bit of space as Wolves back off from this action. OUG were able to cleanse 2 players, though, most crucially from all of this action.
Yeah, do you know how they were able to win that fight? Jabbing. It's always jabbing. Whenever there's a staff and there's a team that are having a little bit of a harder time, 99% of the time, it is jabbing that turns it around. It just comes out so quickly, you have no idea that it's a soul jade attached to the weapon until it comes out the first time. And until then, it is just a gamble of whether or not they're going to have it, because unlike some of the soul jade weapons that change the attacks, jabbing has no visual tell. As GG will secure themselves up a Morris Blessing for absolute free. That is one of their game plans, and win conditions for refereeing a final zone now secured. Unfortunately for them, there is no Flamer in this one. They are able to pick themselves up a legendary longsword and legendary armor. One of those rectangle soul jades could also potentially be Hepta. So we'll have to wait and see whether that's going to be attached to the longsword that CJS is using. We know that there is a team with Phoenix and Hepta in play, because T had it before they went out. But GG are also going to be incredibly happy that something else has come into play, which is Ballista Tower. Because as we talked about in terms of macro, GG in trios and solos. If there is a player in solos in NBPL on Ballista, it's going to be GG. Sure, if there's a team with Ballista in trios, it's going to be GG themselves. There's a reason why the whole rock games are so good, and a lot of that is down to the ballistic heighting and the amount of pressure that they're able to utilize that position to put all of the teams under and around them through. And by holding on to Ballista, even though I don't believe it's going to influence final zone, once again, they're guaranteeing that a lot of their team are going to be able to survive until the final zone properly collapses, and they can use the brute force of numbers to be able to shred down a lot of these players. Because unlike some of these team compositions that rely on, you know, having the Yoto alive or the Yushan alive to be able to win heal off when the final zone collapses, GG just rely on all hands on deck to just swap to the ranged weaponry and absolutely poach all of the kills of players around them.
GG are just so good with those ballistas. It's their main strength as a team. Well, not their main strength, but they're just so good at playing it.
Weaponry is just their bread and butter of any form. Whether it's weapons that they carry themselves or just weapons on map.
This is a team who used to excel back in the Monk days as well. So you understand they know how to play at a distance, and that's such a big strength that they've carried through. And while, you know, the meta has shifted heavily away from Transformers, thank God, they've kept some of the lessons learned from that, or I think some teams have maybe adapted a little bit too much and almost forgotten how. It was weird. There was a period where I don't think the Buccaneer phase was as potent as it is now. It's come back again a little bit, but there was a stage where I felt like the Buccaneer phase was not as long and not as kind of big. I don't think it's still that long as Rushishi got the dreadful whale there, just to make sure that nobody can get near them. Just gonna control this house, and BB quite happy to hold inside the building.
Oh, this is dangerous though, because Rupture Gale and Flame Breath is gonna absolutely cook them for the wall.
Yep, so they back off. They decide that is not what we want to be doing with KLA, and do move away from that one. Obeying's Breath, I think this is the final one, has come down on top of these teams. 24 players left in this game, so definitely moving at a faster pace than game number 1. The question is where are GG?
OUG! Oh no, they're right in the middle. Everyone's turning onto OUG in the middle, and U goes down. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That's the Cicada. And the Zip's probably not going to be able to stick the revive because all of the cannons have Flame Breath attached, which means that the Zip's not going to be able to cleanse the healing effectiveness, and you don't have the Kurumi, so you can't just tether the body. As Alliance are getting put under pressure, they are able to force the Wuchen teleport, as GG are utilizing this Ballista to be able to play into the save space. They have to be careful though, because Bane's Breath is still in play. No one can really contest GG though, because if they try and grapple onto Ballista and push GG off of that space, they potentially hit a Bane's Breath directly in the sky as the King, an absolute sliver, kites over to Ballista Tower, utilizing the base of it to be able to keep himself safe and find a recovery point. As they're on the Ballista, GG see a ferret from afar and absolutely snipe KLA down. Does he hit the mid-air shot? Oh, that would have been so tasty. He is going to get hit by a shot coming on through, though, from one of KLA's players, as they now have to contest the space. If you get hit once when you're on Ballista, you're immediately knocked off of it. As TE take the opportunity to be able to find a musket shot kill onto BBE's Aizen. A lot of these ultimates going through. Neither of these teams at the base of Ballista wanting to be the ones pushed out of the blind spot and into the crosshairs of GG above them. As LYD throws out that Tessa ultimate, doesn't quite manage to connect onto anyone, but still forces JL further away from cliff face and into more of the cannon fire as they're forced to take cover inside the building. But just as BBE find out, inside buildings is not always safe when cannon and flame breath as well as Rupture Gale is in play. Alliance spot JL in trouble, immediately sniff out the players low enough and just push in, find a kill, and then are on their merry way. That's Alliance now up to 11 kills as they overtake GG in overall standings. OUG having recovered one of their players, have been able to put themselves inside the base of Ballista as JL's VVV falling incredibly low. One Fang also in similar fashion right now goes down to the pressure coming through from Wolves as EG throws out the Dreadful Whale, locking the position down and making sure that ZK is free to kite over to the body and pick up some of those resources. That Ballista Tower from GG might be buying them the safety, Jake, but unfortunately it's also denying them any opportunity to come in with any of these kills. If they give up Ballista pressure, then some other team is going to be able to take over and occupy that space. As a result, they've also let all of the teams around them fight on when they're in the blind spots of Ballista and just prioritize survival over setting up kills.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all about kind of just making it a bit further forward. Alliance right now on this low ground, 11 kills. They are the ones set up to take this game. They do have BBE as a contester, like I said previously. While we kind of complimented GG, they've not really been able to do too much here. They've got that Ballista, they've got the control of that area, but only one kill. They are going to be desperately looking to put something together. But with 20 players in this lobby, there is a whole bunch of points up for grabs for whoever is going to get their hands onto that. And with 2.5 minutes left, it's going to get really, really messy. Now, GG, they've been forced off that Ballista. The King, caught mid-air. Going to try and just keep himself going for the moment. Land with the hand sword. Got legendary Soul Jade. The Aurora Blast on that low ground. Just completely controlling that area there. Making sure that nobody can contest them for the moment. Alliance definitely just want to play more for multiplier than kills here, but this is an opportunity to get a few of those kills. CJS has popped the ultimate here on the Justine. They're trying to line up some freezes, not really able to make an opportunity, make a connection with those. Does dash through KLA though, able to freeze the mech briefly there. Got a couple more dashes left. We're seeing Wu Chen ultimates coming out. BBE are going to lose Wu Shishi. KLA suddenly starts to put some kills on the board here, picking up Leo as well from the side of TE. For CGS getting absolutely eviscerated, just going to freeze themselves to make sure that they're not going down. On the low ground, GG now jumping into the midst of the action, just trying to play this one out as we do see Wolves take down LYD. TE losing even more players. Do you see actually it's going to be GG porting out for safety just to get away from all of this action as they do jump down into the mix and into the thick of everything. KLA golden armor onto CXZ. He has a lot of damage he's able to do. Wolves holding this higher ground here. They also have an Aurora burst to work with. BBE Snack able to secure himself a kill, but Alliance now coming in revenge, picking up a couple of kills. I say a couple, I mean a whole heap of kills. That's up to 13 for them now. Alliance really good use of the Yoto ultimate, securing themselves 2 extra kills. Massive opening, and in comes Lane here with the ultimate on the Justina, trying to freeze onto everybody in the area. Roy Shishi gets caught out. A Raw Burst follow-up coming down as well here from Lan. Able to secure themselves a kill there for Revenge. Just another 13 in for the side of Alliance. Lan freezes themselves. A quick Wu Chen port breaks out from the side of one team to break away, but Revenge with a fan now putting in the work for Alliance. They are 15 kills in. Revenge is ulted up once again as Alliance are chasing the 20 bomb. That's 18. They're looking for 19. They should have just about done it. 19 kills in. It's all about GG holding fast. Alliance with the 20 bomb in game number 2. Turn up for 21. Snack is taken down by Alliance as game 2 goes to them.